The global blockchain market is set to grow from $212 million in 2016 to $8.6 billion by the end of 2024, according to a new report from researchandmarkets.com. Now, I'm pleased to say that I'm joined by a guest, Stefano Tempesta, who's a regional director from Microsoft in Switzerland. Stefano, thanks so much for joining us. Of course, blockchain has been an area that Microsoft has been investing heavily into. How significant do you think this new technology could become?
Look, it is a significant space to watch. Microsoft is investing, is pioneering the space. Blockchain, as we know, started 10 years ago in the Bitcoins as a cryptocurrency. Now the application I see is beyond Bitcoin, beyond cryptocurrency. There is a lot of interest into digital identities, into the supply chain, into removing intermediaries. So emerging technology, yes, but a lot interesting to look at.
How competitive is this space? Because it's a relatively nascent technology, but at the same time, a lot of the big players, including Microsoft, are all getting involved, whether we're talking about Amazon, IBM, or Oracle.
Look, there are the big players that you mentioned, indeed. There is an incredible ecosystem of small startups that are investing and are growing. I'm based in Switzerland. I'm in the heart of the crypto valley. So really there is an ecosystem of startups that are investing significantly. Yes, we'll see which one will emerge eventually.
At the moment, the best known application of the blockchain is of course Bitcoin. And we heard this month that Bill Gates said he'd short it if he could. What do you make of his comments?
Look, for a billionaire, it probably doesn't really make a difference in his life, right? But a lot of people are investing because you may think of a bubble, but there is a significant return that other form of investment cannot provide just yet. So I wouldn't just dismiss Bitcoin and any other cryptocurrency. In my session, I'm presenting something about Sweden that has introduced a digital currency. Is an interesting space to watch, yes.
This month you launched a new project, the Blockchain Workbench, coming under the umbrella of Azure. That's your cloud computing division, of course. You've got a lot of interest in this product already, one client, for example, being Nestle. What's your aims for this new product and what does it do?
How much time do we have? No, all right. So now, the idea is we have a blockchain that requires some infrastructure to run. We need computing, we need network, we need storage. Putting all this together takes time. Microsoft is trying to simplify so that as a developer, as a company, you can focus on your logic on the blockchain. This is what the workbench can do for you. Forget the infrastructure, focus on the business and develop your smart contract easily in minutes.
Now, Microsoft is obviously looking into IDs as a new application for the blockchain technology. How do you see that working, using education as an example?
Yeah, so the idea is as a user, as a student in the education case, you own your digital identity. And you own your curriculum of study as well. So wherever you go, wherever you study, whatever institution issues a certificate, a diploma for you, it is in the blockchain. So it belongs to you and it can be verified by any other entity. Say that you want to immigrate to a country, you apply for a job and you need to verify your credential. That can be verified on a blockchain, cannot be counterfeited, and is immutable history of all your activities.
So there's some concern around these new technologies, given that they're relatively misunderstood by lots of people. But you actually say that the blockchain will help us to increase our trust in industry and the government. How would that work?
It will. It will because we all been bombarded by fake news, by personal data that is disappearing or is misused, and we now tend not to trust social networks or the use of sensitive data. GDPR is coming into effect soon. Bitcoin is typically identified as a public blockchain, no? Where we have no one owns the information, there is no governance. Everybody in the network has a copy of this information. The governance that Microsoft is advocating is for a permission blockchain, is for a consortium where you have entities that agree to be part of it and where you have the possibility to share this information in a circle of trust. So that is the part that government or companies in general can provide to citizens, because there is a form of initial registration that creates the initial trust, and then you can establish a connection in the longer term.
One of the properties of the blockchain is that it's immutable, meaning once it's on there you can't change it. To what extent might that conflict with GDPR data regulations?
Good question. It is called the GDPR paradox, because we are moving from a traditional database where you can update your transaction, your records, that will be compliant with the GDPR regulation or the right to be deleted, forgotten, with an immutable digital ledger. As long as you don't put your sensitive data into your blockchain, you're compliant. So record the transaction in a blockchain. Is an audit trail, but don't put your sensitive data and you're good.
What are some of the biggest risks out there when we think about the potential widespread implementation of blockchain?
Look, it's difficult to predict at this stage yet. The misuse, I'm reading that because of this immutability that you mentioned, we can put anything there that will stay forever and cannot be removed. And I was reading articles of misuse of the blockchain for illegal traffic, for censor adult content, and that is a potential risk, because once it's there, it cannot be removed. So I'm not advocating for governance on a blockchain. It would be going against what blockchain is, but definitely it needs some form of filter on the content that will eventually go into it.
All right, Stefano, thank you so much. That was Stefano Tempesta, Regional Director for Microsoft Switzerland. I'm Victoria Scholar. Thanks for watching IGTV. See you soon.
Subscribe to IG for educational content, company insight, financial analysis and expert commentary.